Hi guys, and welcome to my WWE Day 1 review. So yes, last night we had the first pay-per-view for WWE in 2022, Day 1, taking place on New Year's Day, or here in the UK, the 2nd, because of course it was after midnight, but the 2nd of January. But yes, Day 1, last night, I've got 8 matches to talk about. And I've got to say, off the bat, this was for the most part, a really good show. I think we had some very good matches, some crazy results, as you can see here. Oh my goodness, which I'll get onto. Don't worry, but by the time it gets to the main event, but we had some good matches, some good results, and on the whole, a very good show and a good start and a good way to start 2022. So yes, let's get on to the results. So as you can see, I'll get on to the main event. Don't you worry. Um, Right, so first match we got was Sheamus and Ridge Holland going up against Cesaro and Ricochet briefly on the pre-show. So yeah, so this was on the pre-show. Yeah, fair enough. I feel bad for Ricochet. I feel bad for Cesaro. What's he doing on the pre-show? Oh, never mind. So yeah, Ridge Holland starts off the match, but he gets injured straight away by Ricochet with like this knee dropping knee botch, and Ridge Holland's nose gets broken, like, and he's bleeding. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, he gets taken off to the back, and Sheamus is all by himself against Ricochet and Cesaro. I'm like, oh no. But he still puts up a very good fight, even though there was a few cool spots of Ricochet hitting like a jumping dive, Cesaro getting his uppercuts in. But the funny thing was, towards the end, Sheamus won. Yeah, he hit a white noise on Ricochet outside the ring. Then he hit a bro kick on Cesaro. 1, 2, 3. So, what a way to make Ricochet and Cesaro look like a pair of jobbers, man. I mean, even when they had the 2-on-1 advantage because Rich Holland was in the back and Sheamus was all by himself, Sheamus still won. I know in kayfabe that really makes Ricochet and Cesaro look like a pair of chumps, in my opinion. But makes Sheamus look strong. And I assume Sheamus and Ridge Holland were originally booked to win, but obviously they had to rework the match without Ridge Holland because he was taken into the back. So yeah, fair enough. It's a good little win for Sheamus. But Cesaro and Ricochet look like a bit like idiots, and I hope Ridge Holland makes a quick recovery because I've seen the pictures of his broken nose and it looks really painful. Okay, then on to the main card. Yes, so the first match we got was Usos versus the New Day for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships, and yeah, this was a really good 17-minute tag team match between these two. You know, the Usos and the New Day have had so many good rivalries and feuds and matches the last 5, 6 years. You know, this is like one of the great tag team rivalries between the two most um, decorated tag teams in WWE history, I think, now in terms of tag team championships. So yes, the match gets started and it's very even. It's just non-stop between these two teams as we've seen a lot of their matches. Cool, like little double team there on Jimmy. Uh, Kofi with a New Day splash. Outside the ring, Jay hitting a big dive, and Kofi Kingston with like a jumping dive to the top rope. Um, and then um, we got like a cool. I think there was like a Kofi hitting like some sort of DDT on Jay. That was really cool. Another DDT. Well, that's the same thing. Like a spinning DDT. And then we got Kofi hitting like this really cool like jumping stomp. That was really cool. Kofi did a lot in this match. Then we got back with the Usos getting more possession. Jimmy with that cool dive. So it was a really good match. I think there was like two "This is awesome" chants. So it was really good. There was a really solid tag team match between these two. I mean, we always knew it was going to be how good these two teams are. And Xavier gets back involved. Cool super kick from Jimmy. A cool leg drop from Xavier. Uh, yeah, some nice pop off bomb there. Xavier getting back into it. Uh, Kofi hitting the New Day leg drop. Then they hit this really cool spot where I thought they were about to win it. Xavier and Kofi hit this like double team on Jay, but no, it gets countered. Then Jimmy hits a frog splash. It gets kicked out of. I was like, oh my god! So two big kickouts. Then Jimmy hit this like cool submission on Kofi but Kofi got out of it. But then we got like a super kick from Jimmy. I think that's Jimmy or Jay. And then to finish off the match, we got a double frog splash. Boom, and the Usos retain. Really good match, really good 17-minute match between these two. It was so back and forth, it was so close, very hotly contested, but the Usos come out victorious. Really good match. And yeah, I put the Usos need to keep strong, of course, with the bloodline. And yeah, I really like this. Really, really good match, without a doubt. Now moving on, we had Drew McIntyre going up against Madcap Moss. Oh, 28 freaking pictures. It was a 9-minute match. Are you serious? Oh my god. So I'm quickly say Madcap Moss comes out. Oh, they cut a promo on the crowd and Drew and all that. Who cares? Madcap Moss and Corbin. Oh, it's just terrible. That only picked. Oh dear me. Then Drew comes out. Thank God for that. Yeah, and they'll lock up for a bit. Drew initially just dominates Madcap Moss as he should. This match was like nearly 10 minutes. But then Madcap Moss actually starts to get some offense in. I'm like, what's going on? Why is Madcap Moss getting offense in? Seriously. He starts chopping, but then Drew gets back on top with some chops, some like clotheslines, suplexes over the top rope. He starts chasing Corbin, but then that was on. He just throws Madcap Moss, and Madcap Moss actually gets back on the match with he throws Drew into the ring post. And Corbin's like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, Madcap Moss actually starts to semi-dominate a bit of the match. I was like, oh, come on, this is Drew McIntyre, for God's sake, a 2-time world champion. He was like the face of Raw for most of 2020, and for goodness sake, and 2020, 2021, he had lots of good matches too. So you're telling me he's getting not dominated, but he shouldn't be having a somewhat even match with Madcap Moss, for God's sake. This should be like a 5-minute squash, but whatever. Yeah, then Drew gets back on top, hits like a cool neck breaker, really cool like power bomb, like some sort of modified choke slam. Then there's this really cool like top ropes like catch spot that was really cool. Hits the Claymore, which they haven't shown for some reason. Yeah, 28 pictures, but they can't show Drew hitting a Claymore. Oh my god, yeah, and Drew wins as he should, of course. However, I've heard that Drew picked up an injury in this match. I think it was a shoulder injury, so we might not be seeing Drew for a few weeks until he heals. So I hope he's back. Maybe for the Royal Rumble. That'll be a shame if he's not in the Royal Rumble match. But I assume he'll be back for maybe the February or March pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So, but it was a fine match, but it was too long in my opinion. It didn't need to be fucking. It did not need to be 9.5 minutes. No way. But yeah, Drew wins. Then we got RK Bro versus the Street Profits. Yeah, this was good. It wasn't quite as good as the Usos and New Day, but it's still a good match. RK Bro come out with I've forgotten what they're called. This famous rap band in America, whatever. Lugos, I think they're called, whatever. Yeah, then the match gets started. There's Angelo Dawkins on Randy, like showing off. Randy gets up on the leg drop. Montez Ford doing his little dance. Randy with the stomp. Riddle with like a cool modified jump with help from Randy. It was a solid 11.5 minute match. Like I said, it was a bit shorter than obviously New Day and Usos, but this was still a good tag team match, but just definitely not as good as the first one. Yeah, but it was quite back and forth. Montez Ford's a very good wrestler. I think he's definitely got future single star written all over him. Maybe when the Street Profits break up. Angelo Dawkins back on Riddle. They're trying to go for the hot tag with Randy. Then Randy comes in for the hot tag. Hey Randy. It's a cool stomp there. He hits the really cool mid-rope DDT on both of them. That was cool to see. Boom, that was a cool move. But then Montez Ford gets back into it. Riddle with a cool knee outside the ring. Randy gets put into the turnbuckle, the ring post by Montez Ford. Then Montez Ford hits this really cool jumping dive outside the ring. That was really cool. I remember seeing that. But then they didn't show it. What? 28 pictures, but they can't show the finishing move that wins the match. Come on. So yeah, there was this really cool like modified RKO, which Riddle like threw up Montez Ford, I think, or maybe it was Dawkins, and Randy boom hit the RKO, and yeah, an RK Bro retain. Yeah, because Riddle, I don't think they were going to drop the belts because Riddle and Randy are just having such a great time together as a tag team. They've got such great chemistry. And yeah, I don't think they're dropping those belts. Maybe not now to WrestleMania, where they start to tease maybe the breakup between Riddle and Randy, but not yet. Okay. Then moving on, we had Edge versus Miz in the longest match of the night at 20 minutes. And yeah, I think this match surprised a lot of people because this was 36 pictures. Jeez. This match surprised a lot of people. I think this was actually a very solid match between these two. I mean, people can hate Miz all they want, and I haven't been a fan of him in the past, as his character is unbearable. that's the point. He plays this unbearable, cocky heel. But as a wrestler, Miz is great. He's a really good in-ring worker, Miz. He always has been for the last couple of years. So I knew he was going to have put on a very good match with Edge. Of course, Edge is a veteran. And as Edge comes out, when Miz comes out in a black costume, Edge comes out with the Brood theme. Then on this day, and the match gets started. And you know what? This was a very solid back and forth, even 20-minute match. Edge didn't really dominate, but neither did Miz. It was very solid and very back and forth. I enjoyed it. So the match gets started, and Miz kind of dominates the early stages. Yeah, kind of showing that I maybe this like Mr. Hollywood guy now, but I can still wrestle Edge again. Edge was like getting a bit frustrated, but then Edge gets back into it. As you can see, Maurice was outside the ring, like come on, Mike, cheering Miz on. Lock up there, Miz with a drop. They locked up a little bit there. And that was a cool move. Like Edge hit this like modified thing off the top rope with it, and Miz with the DDT. We thought he'd won, took and get the ref, but no. Then he with the yes kicks. Oh, Daniel Bryan. Then Edge gets back on top for a little bit, but then he hits this really cool like execution on outside the ring. Oh, it was badass. And then it looked like he was going to go for a skull crushing finale on the table, but he counters. Edge counters it, and Miz goes flying down the table, but it doesn't break, of course. Then Edge goes like a diving drop here, as we see. What is that? Some sort of submission? Oh yeah. Miz tried to go for a cheeky pin, but the ref saw. Then Miz goes for a figure four, but then Edge reverses it by turning round. And yeah, Miz gets the rope just in time. Then Edge hits the crossface, but Maurice pulls his Edge's leg on the rope, so he doesn't get pinned. And so yes, I knew Maurice was going to help Edge out eventually. But then they hit like a cool double kick. It was a really solid match between these two. I've given credit. This is a really solid match. People were going, "Oh, Miz," but like I've said before, Miz, hate his character all you want, but in ring he's really good, really really good. Edge hit this really cool modified dive or jump off the top rope with it. Miz went crashing down, but then Edge, so then it came back with a bit. I think it was some sort of distraction from Maurice, and then Miz hit a skull crushing finale. But Edge, I believe, kicked out. It was so close. But the ref caught Maurice. But then out came Beth Phoenix. I wasn't expecting this with a really, what is that hair? Jesus, she looks like a mohawk. But fair enough, Beth Phoenix, she's a legend. But yeah, she comes out and like, how dare you try to cheat to win? And she chased Miz. Oh no, help me! Yeah, so Miz tries to Maurice gets chased away. And Beth Phoenix is like, I'm gonna get you. So they have a bit of a stare down, Miz and Beth Phoenix, and then Edge. Oh my god, they didn't show the finish. It's 36 pictures and they couldn't show Edge hitting a spear. For goodness sake, WWE. It's the third match in a row where they didn't show the finishing move. 36 pictures, but they couldn't get Edge hitting a spear. So anyway, Edge hits the spear on Miz, 1, 2, 3, with Beth Phoenix going out to help after Maurice was cheating. And yeah, like this isn't over. So maybe we're going to get a mixed tag team match at the Royal Rumble between Miz and Maurice and Beth and Edge. Oh. But yeah, look at Beth and Edge celebrate victorious, but I don't think this feud is over. I think there's going to be a rematch at the Royal Rumble. But yeah, very good match though, 20 minutes, very, very good match. Then on to the second to last match. Yes, we got Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan, which I think was very good. So yes, Liv Morgan for the Raw Women's Championship. So Liv Morgan comes out first, looking very, very fine. God damn. Okay, I'll move on. Then Becky Lynch comes out, big time BX, yeah. Then the match gets started. And you know what? This was a very even, like I said, even back and forth 17-minute match between these two. Liv Morgan can be very proud. I think she's starting to win me over now, Liv Morgan. Like I said, I've not been a massive fan of Liv Morgan in previous months. I just think she's good, but she's nowhere near like, I don't know, Becky or the other three horsewomen's level, in my opinion, or Bianca. I just don't think she's up there. I know she's still young. She's 27. She's still got a big career ahead of her. But this match definitely starts won me over a little bit. She's very good, and so is Becky. This was a really good 17-minute match. So yeah, Liv gets the early offensive with some knee drops here, smashing Becky on the table. Then Becky gets back into it with a little kick there. But then Liv gets back into it with like a cool leg drop on the ropes from Becky. And like she hits another stomp there. And like she tries to hit the disarmer on Becky at some point, but no. Liv with a submission there. Becky with another kick. Lots of kicks. Becky hit this cool like leg drop from the top rope on Liv. Then Becky like started to actually dominate a little bit. Becky's like, "You're not on my level. You're not on my level, Liv." And it's like taunting her. And yeah, Liv was starting to like really sell her arm, from the Raw when Becky stamped it on the steel stairs. But then Liv's like not valiantly fighting back, not giving in. And she hits like a cool Ludes press, then a cool leg drop kick there, which catches Becky off guard. And she hits like a cool leg drop off the top rope. Lots of leg moves in this match. My goodness, leg move after leg move on Becky. And another leg move kick from Becky. Then Becky hit this really cool suplex off the top rope. I think that was, and like, oh no, that was Liv. This is just like a cool modified suplex. That was cool to see. And then Becky hits the disarmer, but Liv gets out of it. Then Becky just tries to throw her, but without chance. Then another leg drop. How many leg drops are in this match? Or leg moves? My goodness. Then Liv hit a suicide dive outside the ring. Really, really cool. And they're fighting by the announce table for a little bit. And then Liv tries to recreate the spot that Becky did to her on Raw with the steps. And then Liv hit this really cool, like I said, this really cool like jumping, like some modified spin jump off the top rope on Becky. It was really cool, really good move, really inventive from Liv Morgan. And that is the landing. It looked really painful. Then Liv hit a finisher, and it looked like Becky was going to tap out, but she didn't. And they didn't show the finish. Oh my god, this is so annoying. The fourth match in a row where they didn't show the finishing move. It's just, oh, Liv Morgan's got Becky in a submission. Is she gonna? Oh no, Becky retained. It's like they 31 pictures and they don't show the finishing move. Okay, whatever. I've said it. So yeah, the finish of the match was really cool. Liv was about to go for her finisher, but Becky reversed it into a manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3, and Becky Lynch retained, which I was not clean. I thought she was going to cheat to win personally, and Liv Morgan was going to get another match maybe later on this year, maybe at WrestleMania. But no, it was a clean win, and Liv looked all heartbroken after the match, like no, but it was a clean win. Liv got beaten clean. So I really thought they were going to go with Becky cheating again, but yeah, it was a very good match. Don't get me wrong, a good 70-minute match. Liv Morgan came close a few times. She hit some very good moves. It was a very close back and forth match. Liv Morgan could be proud of herself. She's actually starting to win me over a little bit now. Like I said, I wasn't a massive fan of hers from last year. I mean, she was fine, but she's starting to win me over now. Maybe as she can be a future women's champion in the future. But as of right now, no, it's still big time Becky's time. Maybe Liv Morgan wins the Rumble and challenges Becky at WrestleMania. We will see. But yeah, very good match. Very good match. So it was a really good show. I think the only downer really was Madcap Moss and Drew, which was still a fine 10-minute match. It just shouldn't have been on a pay-per-view. It really, it really should not have been on a pay-per-view, to be honest. But anyway, everything else was solid. There wasn't one bad match on this card, which is impressive by WWE standards. So yes. Then moving on to the main events. Yes, we got Biggie versus Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, with a fatal 4-way for the WWE World Championship. But then, just a few hours before the pay-per-view, Brock Lesnar got added into the match to make it a fatal 5-way because very sadly Roman Reigns contracted COVID-19. Poor guy. So I hope he makes a quick recovery. So yeah, the main event got changed last minute and Brock Lesnar got added to the match. So it was a fatal 5-way. I was like, oh my god. So we're going to get Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in the same match. I was like, this fatal 5 is going to be amazing. So yeah, this match was great. It was only 8.5 minutes, which for a fatal 5-way is very short. But what we got in those 8.5 minutes was insane. So yeah, let's get to it. 38 pictures. Wow. Okay, so Seth comes out first. Then Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Big E, poor Big E. I'll get onto Big E. Oh, and then Brock Lesnar came out. I was like, oh god, here we go. I was pumped for this match with the fatal 5-way with Brock. I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, the match gets started. They kind of try and gang up on Brock. It doesn't work. And Brock hits a few suplexes, which we might get to. And Big E and Bobby. So Big E and Bobby are outside the ring fighting for a little bit. Yeah, Brock starts to hit a few suplexes on Seth. He's taking KO for a ride. But then Big E, out of nowhere, boom, he wallops Brock out the ring. But there's so many different spots. And then Brock's down for a bit. But then Bobby Lashley hits like that cool jump, that cool ring posting where he just throws you into the ring post. So Big E was down for a little bit. And then Bobby Lashley sees Brock's injured and he spears Brock through the barricade. It was like, oh, it was so cool. Like this is the first time Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar have been in a match together. This is a dream match. I've wanted Bobby Lashley and Brock for years. I think this is a dream match that fans have wanted since at least 2018. And now we got to see them in a match. together. Unfortunately, because Roman caught COVID, but still, Bobby Lashley and Brock. Oh my goodness, yeah, Bobby Lashley spears Brock through the barricade. That was great. Bobby looked great in this match. I'll get to the ending, which I think is going to set up a future match between Bobby and Brock. But yeah, so Bobby hits a spear. Then Bobby gets back in the ring for a little bit, but then I think he hits his cool standing suplex. But then Seth gets back into it with a super kick, and then him and KO team up together for a little bit. Then Seth hits a suicide dive on Brock. Brock took quite a few bumps in the early part of this match. A suicide dive. Then KO hit like a frog splash on Brock off the side of the ring, which was really cool. So Brock took some bumps. And then there was a table spot, and Biggie like threw I think some sort of like power bomb on on Bobby Lashley. Boom through the table. It was so cool. The crowd were going crazy. What a match! Biggie was like, yeah, like what a moment. And then I believe, what was this? I think this was like some sort of double DDT on Brock on the steel steps by KO and Seth. So KO and Seth worked together quite a lot in the early half bit of this match. So they get back in the ring. Biggie, his corner Uranagi on Seth, really cool. Kevin Owens hits a pop-up powerbomb, but doesn't get the match won. Then Kevin Owens hits his cool swanton, but Biggie counters with the knees. But then Seth out of nowhere, boom, hits a frog splash. 1, 2, 3. It was very close. But then Brock gets back up. Oh no! And he hits an F5 on Seth. Hits an F5 on Biggie. So, oh. But then Bobby Lashley then hits an F5 on Kevin Owens. I'm like, oh no! And yeah, poor Kevin Owens go. But then out of nowhere, Bobby Lashley's back in, hits another spear on Brock. This match was insane. I can't believe it was only eight and a half minutes. My goodness! But what? So much happened. And then he hits the spear. Then he hits the full Nelson. And honestly, it looked like Brock was going to tap because Brock was like, he couldn't get out of it because the full Nelson's so strong. It looked like, oh my god, is Brock going to tap? Is Brock going to tap? But no, Big E stops it. It's like, no, Big E. Big E stops it. He hits the big ending on Bobby Lashley. Yeah, and here we go. And what is wrong with WWE's photograph people? Why can't they show the finishing move? Is it banned or something? Every single match they didn't show the finishing move. Oh my goodness! So yeah, Big E hits the big ending on Bobby Lashley, and then we think, oh my god! But then out of nowhere, Brock hits an F5 on Big E. 1, 2, 3. And Brock Lesnar is the new WWE champion. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I really didn't think Brock was going to win because he got like I said, he got put into the match last minute because Roman sadly caught COVID. I thought he was I thought he was going to do a lot in the match, but I didn't think he was going to win because I thought he was still very much in a feud with Roman whenever Roman came back after he tested negative. But no, they must have changed. Obviously, they changed the plans last minute. And Brock wins, and he pins Big E as well. Poor Big E. I feel bad for Big E because he had a very underwhelming championship reign, and what a way for it to end, getting pinned by Brock, just like Kofi back in 2019. Now Brock's ended Big E's title reign, so yeah, Brock has a thing for ending the New Day's title reign. So when Xavier wins the world title, watch out Xavier, watch out for Brock. That's all I'm saying. But it was a great match. It was a shocking ending. I just couldn't believe Brock retained. Brock won. I really thought either Biggie was going to retain or Bobby Lashley was going to win the belts. So I wonder who was going to win. Who was going to win the title before Brock added into the match? Was it Lashley? Was Biggie going to retain? Yeah, and I do feel bad for the other 4 guys because they probably had a crazy 15, 20-minute match planned, which all got changed when Brock got added into the match. It got shortened with just mainly a finisher fest, but it was a crazy 8-minute finisher fest. And yet, while I do feel bad for Big E, he only had 1 defense as champion, which is very underwhelming. Poor guy. He did look strong in this match. And who knows, maybe he'll get another shot at the world title later on this year. I do think he may face Brock at the Royal Rumble for the title, but I don't think he's going to win. No, I don't think Brock's. I think Brock's going to keep that belt to WrestleMania now because they did. Him and Bobby Lashley had a bit of a stare down after the match. Bobby Lashley was looking at Brock. I had you beat with that full Nelson until Big E interfered, Brock. So I do think they're teasing Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 38, which I'd be down for. Don't get me wrong. I am like I said, I'm sad Big E's title reign has been ended so short after, like I said, he's only had the 1 defense against Drew, and he initially had the match at Survivor Series against Roman too. But yeah, poor Biggie, he did deserve better. At least Kofi had the belt for many months before he dropped it to Brock. Biggie only had the belt for 2.5 months, so yeah, but even that. So yeah, poor Biggie. But like I said, if this is setting up Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania, then I'm down because I think that's a really good match. That's a dream match, Bobby and Brock. But what's the plan of Roman now? Is Roman going to face someone else? Maybe is it going to be Drew at WrestleMania instead? Because now Brock's on Raw with the world title. So what's going to happen now? Is there going to be some sort of title unification at WrestleMania? I've heard rumors of that. So maybe it's going to be Drew, Roman, Drew, Bobby, and Brock for the title unification bout in both belts. Maybe at WrestleMania that will be interesting. So, but we'll see what happens in the next few months. Of course, the Royal Rumble's coming up in a few weeks' time. We'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, that was day one, and on the whole, I think it was a very solid show. Like I said, the only thing that wasn't even bad really was probably Drew and Madcap Moss. That did not need to be on the pre-show. I mean, that did not need to be on a pay-per-view, for God's sake. Poor Drew McIntyre, what a waste. But everything else was good. The pre-show match was solid. Usos and New Day was really good. RK Bro Street Profits, very solid. Edge and Miz, very good match. Becky and Liv Morgan, very good. And the main event, while only 8 minutes, and the shock ending of Brock winning the belt and pinning poor Biggie. Yeah, it sets up a very intriguing next few months heading into WrestleMania. So yeah, very good show. To start off the year for day one. What are your thoughts on day one, guys? What are your thoughts on Brock winning the title? I couldn't believe it. My mouth was open for like 5 seconds. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. And he pinned poor Big E. But like I said, I do think Big E's going to face Brock maybe at the Royal Rumble, but he won't win. But he did look strong. Like I said, it was a great fatal five-way. Just wish it could have been like maybe 5 minutes longer. But yeah, guys, that was my day one review. I think on the whole, it was a really good show. Comment below, let me know what you thought. So yes, I'll be back. I'll try and keep up with the video in next few days, and I'll definitely be back. Probably when is the Royal Rumble? The Royal Rumble is the 29th, I think, isn't it? So I'll probably do my Royal Rumble review. Sorry, Royal Rumble prediction video with Callum, Laura, and Liam, probably on these days. So I'll try and do some more video. I'll try and do some videos in the next 2 weeks to keep things going, and then of course I'll be back with my Royal Rumble prediction video, probably on one of these 3 days in January. So yeah, guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed day one. Happy New Year, of course. This is my first video of 2022. So yes, Happy New Year to everyone. Yes, let's hope 2022 is a good year for all of us, and of course a very good year for WWE. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.